Have you ever found yourself in a conversation, nodding along, trying to seem engaged? While inside, your brain is panicking, desperately searching for something, anything to say? It's like your mind just shuts down. The words aren't there. You feel this pressure to keep the interaction going, but all you can think about is how awkward the silence is becoming. By the way, if you stick around until the end of this video, I'll share a super simple mental trick that instantly makes you more confident in any social situation. Most people don't know it, but once you do, it changes everything. If this has ever happened to you, know this: you're not alone. Most people, even the ones who seem super confident and smooth, have gone through the exact same thing. And the crazy part, it's not because you're boring. It's not because you lack interesting stories. And it's definitely not because you're socially broken or weird. There's actually one core reason this keeps happening. And once you understand it and fix it, you'll notice a massive shift in the way you interact with people. So what's the real reason? Here it is. You run out of things to say because you're too focused on yourself. Let me explain. When you're in a conversation and you start worrying about what to say next, how you're coming across, whether the other person is enjoying it or not, you're no longer present. You've shifted your attention away from the moment and into your own head. You start analyzing everything. Was that funny enough? Did that sound dumb? Should I have said that differently? And when your brain is in this hyper-analyzing mode, it has zero capacity left for creativity, connection, or flow. It's like trying to talk while solving a math problem in your head. You're thinking so much about performing that you forget to just be. But here's where everything changes. The key to never running out of things to say is to stop performing and start connecting. Before we dive into how to do that, quick reminder. If this kind of content helps you, hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps me keep creating videos that make a difference for you. When you let go of the pressure to impress people, you allow yourself to be curious, present, and real. And from that space, conversation becomes effortless. Now I know, that sounds great in theory. But how do you actually do that in real life? Let's break it down step by step with actionable tools you can start using today. Step 1. Shift your focus outward. Start by asking yourself one powerful question in every interaction. What's interesting about this person? This one question forces your attention outward. It shifts the spotlight away from yourself and toward the other person, which is exactly where it should be. Because here's the thing. Most people love talking about themselves. They want to feel seen, heard, understood. And when you bring real curiosity into the conversation, they feel that. So instead of worrying about sounding smart or funny, focus on learning. Get genuinely interested in what they think, what they like, what drives them. And from that mindset, questions will start to come naturally. You won't need a script because your brain will be engaged. Step 2. Use the FORD framework. If you ever feel stuck, use this simple framework to keep the conversation going. It's called FORD. It stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, Dreams. These 4 areas are great because they're universal. Everyone has something to say about them. You can ask, do you have any siblings? What do you do for work? What do you like to do when you're not working? What's something you've always wanted to try? And when they answer, don't just move on to the next topic. Follow the thread. Let's say they love hiking. You can go deeper. How did you get into that? What's the coolest place you've hiked? Do you prefer going alone or with friends? Each answer is a door to more conversation, if you're curious enough to walk through it. Oh, and just a heads up, if you stay with me, I'll also show you a simple fallback question that you can use anytime your mind goes blank. It works in almost every setting. Step 3. Talk about the present moment. Another way to avoid running out of things to say is to stay grounded in the now. Most people overlook this, but it's powerful. You can talk about the environment, the vibe of the place. What you're both doing, something you both just saw or experienced. Examples. This coffee shop has such a calm energy. Have you been here before? I love this playlist. Do you know what kind of music this is? That's a cool jacket. Where'd you get it? When you're connected to the moment, there's always something to comment on, and that can naturally lead the conversation forward. Step 4, share micro stories and emotions. People connect with people, not facts. So instead of trying to sound smart, try to sound real. Let's say someone asks you, "How's your day going?" Instead of just saying, "Good," say, "Honestly, it's been a weird day. I spilled coffee all over myself this morning, but I somehow ended up having one of the best meetings of the month. It's been chaotic, but good chaotic." Now that is something the other person can respond to. It gives them emotion, story, personality, something to work with. So remember, micro stories plus feelings equals deeper conversations. Step 5. Be okay with silence. This one might sound counterintuitive, but it's a game changer. You don't need to fill every second of silence. A small pause isn't the end of the world. In fact, it can make conversations feel more natural and relaxed. Often, when people feel awkward silence coming, they panic and try to force something out. But that actually makes things more awkward. Instead, learn to be okay with a 1 to 2 second pause. Breathe, smile, let it be. You'll be surprised how often the other person will pick the conversation right back up. Step 6. Practice thinking out loud. This is a subtle but powerful tip. Don't be afraid to just say what you're thinking, even if it's not polished. Example, I have like 3 thoughts right now and none of them are connected, but I'm just gonna say one of them. That honesty makes you human. It breaks the ice. It makes the interaction feel real. Thinking out loud shows confidence, even if you're a little unsure, and it creates space for authentic back and forth. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, not knowing what to say doesn't make you awkward or broken. It makes you human. But if you take anything from this video, let it be this. You don't need better lines. You need better presence. Get out of your head. Get curious. Let go of perfection. And remember, connection is not about saying the perfect thing. It's about being with someone honestly and openly. So the next time your mind goes blank, don't panic. Take a breath, tune in to the moment, and just start. Even a small question or a simple observation can open the door to a real connection. And hey, if this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more practical tips on social skills and self-growth, and share this with someone who might need it too. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.